time your show finally.
I'm a long time fan and I watch all your guys' content.
It's awesome. We're very, very, very invested in our community.
It's wonderful to be here.
This is Vinney Chopra and also my good buddy Beau Show. And we are so happy.
It's amazing what's going to happen. So, we're amped up to do the show, and we got a lot of hype about the guest today, so I'm excited.
Oh, I know. So excited to come live to you all. You live 9:30 every Friday. How to take your business to the next level. All right. Beau, how are you, brother?
I'm doing well, thanks.
All right. We've been chatting, we've been talking. I think nobody slept last night. We just were having so much excitement yesterday. Hey guys, this is Vinney Chopra. We come live to you every Friday, 9:30 a.m. Please tune in, share, like, comment, and this is a show for you. So please do tell us where you're from, your name, and also what city you're in. We got a great guest actually right live. Eric Lawson is in the house.
Yeah, let's do this,
brother Eric
Good
Lawson.
morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
And Mario, we are expecting Mario also. We four have been together for many years now. And of course, Beau moved to Henderson, Las Vegas. And we just wanted to kind of come live today and talk about so many great things and what's on your mind. That's the other thing. We would love to chat with you and keep that, stream open so that we can also answer your questions. Beau, how are you?
I'm doing well, doing very well. I stayed up a little bit late last night looking at self-storage properties, but
Yay! Oh my gosh, we were going back and forth. How many brokers we uncovered and everything. I just wanted to tell everybody, I'm getting a big setup in my studio, and this is the best of the best camera, guys. This is actually 4K camera. You could put it on your laptop and all that. It's got zoom in there. This is 5X. I ordered another one for my studio on the other side of the house, 10X zoom. So that's another one. This is Nexigo. I'm not getting any commissions out of it, but this is just a great one. Anyway, let's talk about, again, Eric Lawson has been in the mortgage veteran, born and still lives in Walnut Creek, which is not far from Danville, Blackhawk, where I live right here, and has a degree in economics and minor communication from University of California, Davis. Very here, right there. I'm highly, he was just writing to me, I'm highly adventure-seeking, positive person who, when not working, and spends all his time doing outdoor activities. Look at how fit he is. He's got 8-pack, guys, not 6-pack, but 8-pack. Look at this here, all this. Fun fact, he mentioned that he's been a professional athlete in 2 different sports, BMX bicycling.
That's right.
Wow, BMX bicycling. I know that because in my previous life, we used to do these stunt shows. Not me. Oh, yeah? I would watch and BMX bicycle shows going up and down and all those things, brother. Yeah. BMX, stunt, jumping, and mixed martial arts.
Yeah, gotta have a good time, or what's the point of all this?
What's the point? That's right.
You make the money, but then you gotta stop and smell the roses.
I like that. To speed up, you got to slow down to speed up. I say that too.
There you go.
Professionally, I help renters become homeowners, current homeowners intelligently structure their current financing. I mean, there's just so much going on. So share with us, Eric, I know you have taken such a big step now into Airbnb, you're having passive incomes. So share with our audience. I mean, how has it been for you? When did you start the real estate? I know real estate is the game. I mean, that is the game. If anybody watching us now or when the podcast comes out again after this show, we got to be in real estate, right?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, they're not making any more land, as my grandpa always said. And clearly the population is not getting any smaller. So, you can't go wrong putting your money into a real asset. That's not going to disappear overnight like, Bitcoin or stocks. I'm not saying that they are, but when you own the dirt on the ground, there's always going to be a lot of value to that. And, I think this pandemic has really highlighted the value of having,
oh my gosh,
property.
look at these guys. I mean, today, Friday, 530 points down Dow, and then NASDAQ is down 187. You're not kidding. I mean, there is just so much going on in the market. I'm in the market too, but I have to watch it, like a hawk and so forth. But, the key thing is real estate. I hope everybody listening to us, you are in some kind of real estate, right, Beau?
Oh yeah, you got to be in real estate. Not only do you get appreciation, depreciation. You get equity gain. You get tenants paying down your principal mortgage balance.
Yep.
You can harvest the equity out with refinancing the property, and that's the tax-free event. Then you can later 1031 exchange or do a deferred sales trust. I mean, it's the ultimate strategy to have in your arsenal. So if you don't, whether it's Airbnb properties or it's multifamily or it's self-storage or it's assisted living, facilities, there's a lot out there. Whether it's hotels, there's operators that are running hotels crushing it, right? Like there's all these asset food groups that we can be invested in. And, my mentor, Vinney the other night or yesterday said, you got to think bigger.
Yes.
You want to do bigger deals. You got to think bigger. You can't think that it's out of your grasp. You got to learn the power of, other people. And that's what I like about the syndication model is it's a team sport. It's a team sport. You can grow your wealth faster in syndication than any other vehicle out there in real estate. But if you just want to do it yourself, you can go out and buy a few houses and Airbnb them and crush it that way. There's so many ways to crush it. You got to find what works for you and go for it. But Vinny's point yesterday at me was, listen, you got to identify your goals. You got to do the high dollar activities, and the other 80% of the junk that needs to be done by other people. Okay. You gotta who, not how. You got to delegate, delegate everything. I mean, if you want to grow, you got to be able to delegate. That's the key.
Well, this brings to mind, Tim Ferriss has a good quote. If you're not delegating stuff, it's basically lazy thinking. You're being lazy when you're like, oh, you know what? Like, I'll just do it myself, or no one can do it as good as me. I'll just do it myself. That's lazy thinking because you're not taking the mental steps to figure out how to go find someone and delegate a person to do that for you, right? So people take pride in, oh, you know what? I just did it myself, or no one can do it as good as me. It's like, well, you're actually mentally being lazy. So keep that in mind.
So true, Beau. And I always talk about, hey, you have an assistant. People say, what? I don't have an assistant on my payroll. I said, go and look at in the mirror. You are actually the CEO. You are the president. You are all those things, but many, many, many hours of the day, you are working as an assistant because you're doing the kind of jobs that somebody else should be doing at $10 and $15 or $25, not $500 that you really should be making money at, right?
True. If you don't have an assistant, you are an assistant.
Hey, I like that. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Mario is in. Look at this. This is amazing. Come on in.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's always room for this. Is going to be amazing, epic episode, guys. I mean, we are live right here from Danville Blackhawk, great friends. Mario right here, brother, helped me so much in renovating this house when we bought it 3 years back. And Eric Lawson right here in Walnut Creek, our investor, our friend, and
Slash
Beau.
I'm also Vinny's personal bodyguard too.
That's right. Hey, all right. And Beau right there. I mean, just amazing that all four of us are together. This is fabulous. So we're going to talk about, we are just talking about, Mario, how real estate has changed our lives. It has. It has. By the way, brother Mario over here, I want to introduce also because this is going to become a podcast also. As you know, we always do that. Brother Mario here, Mario Mazzamuto here, builders, contractor, real estate appraiser, flipper, real estate investor in all these deals and syndications, real estate investing coach. This year focuses on the fine tuning his businesses to double income. BRR. A lot of people on the bigger pockets have seen Dave. We need to bring Dave on.
I know. Where's he been?
I know.
Mr.
Where is
Green.
Dave? Mr. Green. I know. All five of us. I remember we met together, had lunch and dinner. Oh my gosh, we got to get David here. Okay, this year, folks, is all that. So much is going on, brother. So I think we want to really talk about why people are not, those of us sometimes get into real estate, but they tiptoe. But you got to go all in.
All in.
You got to go all in. What does that mean to you?
I think that there's a lot of people who just don't believe that it's actually possible. They see, they've heard of Carlton Sheets back in the day, right? That was the no money down.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah. Oh my
And
God.
so many people
I
didn't
bought his
believe it,
course.
right?
I bought his course.
And Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about it in Rich Dad Poor Dad. It almost sounds too simplistic.
Mhm.
When I talk to a lot of people who aren't in real estate about that book, and they go, yeah, I read that book, but I'm not sure about that because it seems like it's too easy. But then, it's kind of like you just have to do it. Like when Eric decided that he was going to do Airbnbs,
Look at that.
jumped all in, and he's freaking killing it.
Killing it. Oh
Right?
my gosh. 5 properties, 5 rentals now.
Yeah.
What, year and a half?
Year and a
2
half.
years?
Yeah, a year and a half. I went from 0 rental properties to now those properties are worth about $5 million. So
Crazy.
Wow.
once you find something that works, you can't be scared. You got to go all in. And,
Yeah.
and to your point, Mario, what you're talking about is, I think, with the book, right? People, that book has a plan. It sounds relatively simple, and the actions are relatively simple. Like it's not complicated, but then what I found is when you actually go through the motions, it's like your fear and your emotions, stress, anxiety, all of those things can make it difficult to walk, through a simple plan. But if you can have the courage to do that, there's big rewards on the other side. So when people see like an idea or a concept and they're like, that sounds like too easy, that can't be true.
Mhm.
Well, it's actually not that easy. Logically, it's not complicated, but to go and to take all those actions and to go through the pitfalls that inevitably you're going to have when you do a new adventure, that's the challenging part. So those simple plans do work. You just have to execute them, and you have to have the courage to just take that first step, and then the next step, and the next step.
You're so right about it. I mean, a lot of times we got so many, what's the word? I want to say, the blocks, the chains. We are shackled. We are shackled with our past. We are shackled with our, thinking. We are shackled with that. I'm not this. I'm not that. This is not the right thing. I don't know the knowledge. I don't want to do this. I don't have money. I don't have this time. All those things.
Literally what you just said is one of Tony Robbins' biggest sayings. He says the story you're telling yourself of why you can't have what you have is the reason you don't have it. So it's a story that you're telling yourself. And so if you think about it, we all still have them. And if you go back to like the last few years I think I read 25, 26 Navy SEAL books last year.
Navy SEALs.
And you know what they said? The number one thing that made the difference of going through buds and making it as a Navy SEAL is not the physical fitness. It's the mental fitness. So some of the guys that didn't look like they were the fittest, but could get through those barriers and stay up for 3 days and make it through all that, right? And it's that mental fitness. And we all still deal with it. Everybody still deals with it. Tony Robbins still deals with it.
Totally.
Right.
Exactly.
When COVID hit, that's another type of struggle. And so you have to really, spend your days doing small things that are difficult, challenging yourself. And the more you do that, the easier things get, the quicker you're going to be at executing, the less you're going to think about it, the less you're going to question yourself, the more you're going to feel confident. At the end of the day, sometimes you just got to say F it and just do it. Right?
You said it. It's taking that first step. It's taking that baby step. It's taking that, making your mind. I remember, Tony Robbins says pain and pleasure. We always want to be in a comfort zone. But you know what? To do better things in life, we got to get out of the comfort zone. You find the good, the bad, the wise, and leverage it. See, that's the other thing. A lot of times we put down our goals in writing, or we have dreams. I mean, 7% of the people just put down in writing, the goals. A lot of us don't do that. Why? Because that's the reason. You want to put down your goals, your aspirations, your, vision on, and put a deadline. I mean, what are goals? Goals are dreams with deadlines. And the other part is have the leverage to really say, I'm committed to it. See, we lose commitment. What do you say about that? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, you have to leverage yourself, because when the going gets tough, if you're not truly motivated, you don't have like your why, or you don't have your friends like Vinney and Mario over here to push you. It can be easy to get disheartened and to start to believe in those limited beliefs, believe in the story of why you can't. Instead, you got to surround yourself, right, with people that are going to push you and inspire you. And what's the golden rule, right? If you take 5 of your closest friends,
that's right,
add up their income and divide it, that's yours. So it's very important to surround yourself with accountability partners like we have here with Beau, Vinney, and Mario.
What's funny about that? It's exactly how this all started.
Yeah,
me,
it really did.
Me, you, and Beau, and then we met Vinney.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it started. And really, if you think about it, if you really boil it down and you talk to people who are successful, you talk to people who are happy, the most common denominator is they have a few people in their lives that they stay in constant contact with, that are inspirational, but also that are going to hold their feet to the fire a little bit too. Like, man, you said you're going to do this. You said you're going to do that.
Yeah.
And that's really, really important to have those people in our lives that are willing to push us a little bit and hold us accountable.
So true. So true. I mean, we have heard that, we have read about it. We are the sum total of 5 books we read, sum total of 5 friends if we don't have the right friends who can challenge us on a weekly basis, daily basis, monthly basis, in the mastermind, I call it, we got to change those friends. We got to uplift ourselves, uplift them. But if they're not willing to, drop them, throw them by the wayside. I mean, the thing is, life is only very short period of time. I say that, if you live up to 80 years or 90 years, we are a small dot on the timeline, just a dot.
You can't even see
in the dinosaur years, we are not even there. So why to worry? I mean, a lot of us have so much ego. I'm telling you, power, ego, money. Everybody's hungry about all those things. But the biggest thing is, if you want to really change, you got to look at introspectively, who can change? Only you can change yourself. Nobody else can change you. Right, Beau? Tell us, brother.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Sometimes you got to just step out of the comfort zone. It's exactly like yesterday, Vinney and I were talking, and he's like, you're playing too small, right? And he's like, just do me a favor here. Just write out your vision. And I did it. I turned around after, like in 1 hour, I sent it to Vinney, and he's like, boom. And then Vinney put it in a Dropbox folder. Now we have this whole plan. And then we started texting Eric, Mario, and I, and Vinney, and we're like, oh, let's buy some properties together. And then we spent an hour last night.
Look at this.
We said an hour last night, just really kind of going after it. And I'll have a self-storage facility tied up in the next probably 60 days.
He will.
Right. So it's really just when you commit to something, then apply yourself, you're going to get results, right? And so that's the real secret.
Little example, though. I hope you don't mind. I've got the text, brother. I was so proud of you. I mean, he hunkered down, and I said, you know what? We all are great at a lot of things, right, in life. So what are you great at? And if you don't mind, can I share some? It's very positive, and people, would really learn from it. I'd like to challenge everybody listening to us, watching us. Do this assignment for you. Yeah. Literally do it for you, because you will be amazed how much you have power within you to change and be better. And, like Beau is great at people, person, building rapport, marketing, connecting, leveraging social media, lead generation, hosting events, real estate, financing, and ideal, deal facilitating, and building authority and building trust. Look at that. Big mindset shift. No more limiting beliefs. That's what, we all have to really shatter those limiting beliefs, And then the steps, Beau, I was very proud when you said, focus only on larger money-making activities with my loan business, focus on SBA referral, business, and my leg work only upfront, and then hand off to my, banker partners, right? Take them away, and they will do all the work from there. Build out the network of passive investors, which you are amazing at. Start a list of my CRM so I can quickly send the messages and certain marketing offers, opportunities, leverage already successful syndication partners and making introductions. My mindset first is investor, not lender. Wow.
Making the shift.
Yeah.
Making a big shift.
Making the shift.
Beau, you are amazing, brother. I mean, look at that. Within few minutes, maybe an hour or so, you were able to write out like so many great things. Harness my relationships, connect more, webinars, virtual summits will be my biggest platform. I create amazing events and build large lists of business owners, investors, create 6 figures with, look at that, and buy cash flowing assets, create cash flows, create more calls, actions, leverage my VA team. Look at that. Implement, buy 4 properties this year, build my YouTube channel, 20K followers, 3-year vision.
It all starts.
Hold on.
It all starts with an idea.
Boom.
Boom.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah,
Mind
yeah.
blown.
Mind blowing. I'm telling you.
Well, that's the one thing, right?
Mind blowing. Yeah. Tell
That's
me.
the one thing. I mean, it really comes down to like what I realized in life is that it's so much easier to be disciplined, right? But I wasn't disciplined in the right activities for a long time, but being disciplined, like it's now so easy for me to get up at 4 a.m. every single day and go to the gym without even thinking about it, right? And I find that the more discipline I can instill, like if I can just follow a diet and hey, this is the diet that I eat, and then I stick with it. But if I'm not disciplined about my diet, then I start going out and eating the things I shouldn't eat. So now it's like I just kept my diet. You got to find what works the best for you. But I kind of studied it. I was doing the keto diet, and then I found myself cheating on other foods. And then I said, oh, there's got to be a better way. So I started doing the carnivore diet, and I found that eating meat and raw honey and no vegetables, but fruit has been ideal. So I eat papaya, I eat mangoes, I eat organic bananas, and it's very simple diet, grass-fed red meat, a little bit of fish and shrimp, right? It's very simple. But when I follow just a regimen and I'm disciplined, your life becomes easier. So we often get in these ruts in our life where we just go and we spend an hour in our inbox and do nothing except clear, delete messages, right? What is that doing for you? That's doing absolutely nothing for you.
Yeah.
We're really, if you can spend your time, Pareto's principle, 80-20, right? We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Just focus on the 20% that's going to make you money. If you're Eric and you're buying Airbnb properties, that's finding new opportunities, new deals, running deal analysis. That's delegating your bookkeeping and your virtual assistant team to be efficient. That's your high-paying activities.
Yeah.
Everything else, it doesn't matter in your business. So if you're spending time doing the tedious tasks, then it's just ridiculous. So
so true. That's universal law. It's the universal law. I mean, you look at any field, most of the sales are done by 20% of the people make the money and incomes and everything by doing, and 80% are the ones otherwise. Same thing is true in our life. Yeah. When we put in our jar of life of a day, for example, if we fill it with all the gravel and all the sand and everything and pieces of rock or left eyesight, which are the most important things, guess what? If you try to put them in at the end of the day, it won't fit in. It's going to spill all over. That's the same thing in our life. We got to put the big goals and work towards them on a daily basis. That's
why it's important to do all that stuff first. And what I was thinking about when Beau was talking about basically simplifying things, it reminded me of Steve Jobs and him being asked, why do you wear the same thing every day with his black turtleneck, remember? And he said, because that's one less decision I have to think about. And I can focus on the the 80-20.
That's
So if he's spending time thinking about what he's going to wear that day, it's just one more decision he has to make. And we only have so much mental capacity. So that's why the greats save their mental capacity. They do all the important stuff, the have-tos in the morning. Right?
So true.
First thing, before you start giving your time away to everybody else and responding to all the demands of the day.
Totally.
Right. And so it's exactly what you talked about, Beau. There's all these things that you don't have to think about now. You don't have to think about eating. You're probably doing intermittent fasting. You don't you get to eat less. So you actually gain more time in the day because you're not eating. Right. And so the more you can dial these things in and get these habits, it just flows.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And actually, that's what, when Mario and Eric and I started masterminding, we talked about business, but really it's about personal development. It's about eating the right foods. It's about like getting the right mindset. It's really not the practice of real estate, although that's important, but it's really about like, if you're not growing as I'm 44. I woke up one day and I said, damn, I'm a middle-aged man. How did that happen? I'm a middle-aged man. I have a stiff lower back because I sit all day. Right. So you gotta although I think I'm 20, now is the time to be focusing on reversing your age, your real age, right? You want your real age to be younger than your effective age. So what are we doing about that? We're being more healthy. We're de-stressing. And these are important pieces. And then let me just go back to what Mario was saying. When I just recently, I wanted to create a simple process to buy real estate out of state. So what did I do? I found an app that I could quickly analyze a deal. I put the information in. It quickly gives me like an overview of the deal. I can make a quick decision. Do I want to dive in or I don't want to dive in? And it stores and it's there. I can go back. And so whatever assets you're buying, and I think going back to like multifamily, for Eric and I, we don't like the process of I think our problem when we were looking at the syndication model in the beginning, and it's going to change. It's just like if I were to take an honest look, is that it was overwhelming to get into the spreadsheet, right? But the key is who, not how. What we should have done is said, how can we create a mechanism where when we see an interesting deal, we can do the back of the napkin, then we can send it to, a Derek Clifford, right, of the world who loves to analyze the deals. Yes. That's the who, not the how, which we all need to do, right? Derek will spend hours in the weeds, like, okay, is this a good deal or not a good deal, right? Where that's not what Eric and I are probably good at doing, or we're probably good at doing it, but we don't want to do it, right? We want to do it once everything's in there and take a high level look and go, yes, it makes sense. Until you simplify a process, and this is speaking for myself, that I have resistance for that, right? Like for Airbnb, Eric dove in, took his course, and he's like, this is kind of simple. Okay, then he just started running his numbers. He goes, okay, I'm a mortgage broker. I know that my fixed cost at 3.6% on this mortgage is $3,000 a month with taxes and insurance. And I know this based on my AirDNA analysis, it's going to do $8,000 or $9,000 in gross revenue. Here's my expenses. Boom. I can simplify this process and make it now repeatable, right? And that's how you start getting success. Vinney did that in the multifamily business, bought his first 14 unit. And then he goes, oh, this is pretty easy. I can do this again and again and again. And granted, has Vinney had problems with deals? Yes, of course, we all have. But he's done thousands and thousands of units, right? So it's really not the component of the real estate being scary. It's really in the mind first, but it's creating a simplified process. And I know for me to be successful, it's creating simple processes that I can just go with, right? That's the key.
So true. Well said, Beau. See, the thing is, again, what you just said is, knowledge is power, but it's not just the knowledge, it's making that commitment, making sure that, we are able to really do, I'm trying to change us a little bit around. I know I was told all these things work really well. Let's see.
No, now you're cutting.
Look at this bit. I got cut it out. Both of my friends over here. No. We are fine. We are here. But see, the thing is, guys, we got to just hunker down. I mean, what's important in life, we got to just hunker down and make those baby steps, because we can't change habits overnight, but we can get started.
Yeah.
We can get started. And then slowly, when I did my duplex, I still own the duplex, by the way, in Odessa, Texas, 14 units. But you're right. That took me 11 months to get that 14 units. But the next deal and the next deal and the next deal took 3 months, 4 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever, right? And it's just mushrooming now, the whole thing.
There's really no difference with what Vinney was just talking about doing and somebody starting to try to lose weight, go to the gym, start jujitsu, like anything. It's just a process, and it's action, then it's massive action, and it's focus, and then it's like, and you just move towards it. And how many people have accomplished something in their lives? Something like you met your spouse, you had kids, you bought a house, like you got that job, whatever it is, and it all started with what? A thought. You put it on a piece of paper, or you put it in on your iPhone, and then you actually took some action towards it, made that phone call, went to the meeting, whatever it is, and then you focused the 80-20 on it, and then you duplicated it and you made it faster. How can I get better at it? How can I get a bigger deal? How can I get a better deal? And it's just continuing to do that, and then believing yourself that you can do it, surrounding yourself around a few people that believe in you as well.
Surely.
Exchanging that information back and forth. And it's not as difficult as it sounds, but it's also the simplistic things are difficult because we actually have to do them, because it seems so easy that how could it be? How could it do anything? It's just like John Wooden, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Woody.
What did he talk about? He talked about the basics and the simplicity, and just focus on the basics. None of these fancy moves and all that. He had his guys. One of his rules is that they had to be on time. If they weren't on time, they couldn't play games.
Mm-hmm.
B, they had to wear ties and dress appropriately, because it was basically getting back to the basics, just building those habits. Exactly what Beau was just talking about. And so it's like, just dial those things in, no matter what it is that you want to do. Just focus on that one thing, dial those things in, get those habits, build that mindset, make sure that your personal life is good, is healthy. You have some healthy practices, and you dial those things in little by little. And before you know it, you're not overwhelmed anymore.
So true.
Right?
Very true.
And you're that much further ahead.
So right. Eric, right?
Right. Yeah. One step at a time. You just gotta, make a to-do list and, all of your pros and cons, and then just start at one and work them all out.
It's that special regiment, I call it, right? I mean, once you see the results are coming up, mind does wonders for you, right? Small victories lead you to bigger victories. And that's what it's all about, just like a locomotive, right? When the locomotive leaves the station, it takes 5 times more torque or horsepower to get it out of the station. But once you get rolling, it takes so little effort to keep the engine moving and the train coming. That's the same thing with our life. It's the same way. We got to propel that. We got to leave the station, and we got to be really committed to, we're going to go from point A to point B to point C. And then you're going to watch yourself and give yourself feedback and say, hey, am I doing the kind of things that I told myself to do? If I'm not, hey, guess what? That's the only reason successful people become successful, because they like to do the things that unsuccessful people don't like to do.
That's it.
Very true.
That's it.
I have some days that like I look back and I go, you know what? Today was not a day that I moved the needle. I did all this stuff and I felt unfulfilled. And I hate days like that. But to be honest with you, I have them. They happen.
I do.
We all do.
A couple days a week. A couple days a month. I have days where I get down and I'm like, this day just did not move the needle. And a lot of it is too, is I'm working out of my house. I don't have human interaction like I used to. I like to be in front of people. That's why I love doing podcasts and things, because I meet all these cool people from all over the world that are interesting, and I can ask them questions and I learn. And so that gets me going. But like, I'll have days where it's just been like just a bad day. Like I didn't do anything that moved the needle. And if I look back, really what it comes down to is, did I schedule any time to move the needle at all? No, I didn't. I just took the day as it came. I answered emails. My phone rang. People want to know what's going on. It's like those things annoy me. And so how do you change it was all here though. If I look back at these bad days, why didn't I just spend an hour just calling random brokers and saying, hey, this is Beau Exney with Monil Storage Consortium, and we're looking to buy some units. What do you got, right? And like, it's that simple. And then the mindset is like, well, it's a $20 million deal. Well, really, what does that really mean? Nothing, because it's just, everything's just a flow, right? Like Vinney got good at flow. Like he talks to investors. They want to invest money with him. He finds good deals. They keep wanting to invest money, right? It's a flow now. It's not really a struggle. He doesn't think, oh, how am I going to get this deal to work? He knows, hey, I just going to talk to investors and then structure the financing, and we got a deal if it's a good deal. So
you're so right, Beau. Yeah. So right, man. I'm telling you, once this flowing starts of the, people trusting you and giving you so much money, people just listening to me say, Vinney, I have $1 million to give you. I said, hold on, I don't even know you yet. Slow down. Really?
Buy me a drink first.
I know. I couldn't believe it. I mean, oh my gosh, I went to Sarasota, right, with that presentation. $12 million commitment like this, 12 million. I said, hold on, wait. I have to get the things going. Now we are doing $42 million portfolio of the hotels. $42 million in the last 1 week. We got accepted on 14. We put an LOI on 13.5. We got another one. And we have 7.5 million our own money going in it because of the Hilton Garden we are selling. So we got 1031 money, 7.5. I have to raise only 4 million and sold out already. I got $1 million already, 500,000. Yesterday got 250, sold out already. Oh my gosh. So I'm not bragging. What I'm trying to also say is that don't batter yourself. We really feel guilty for not performing well. I mean, don't worry about yesterday. If yesterday you had fun, good, that's great. If things didn't happen, so be it. It's okay. Life goes on. See, you got to just have that. It's a new day. If you stay new day in yesterday, you're just taking your efficiency down. You're thinking about the past that you cannot change. I mean, I say that, would you take ashes, burn the, wood and all that? It's all burnt, right? You can't make the wood back, right? But would you take the ashes and smother all over your face? No. So why do you just smother the past on your face?
And also too, and Vinney, like yesterday we were all texting. We said, okay, we're gonna find a self-storage deal, right? Yeah. Now there's gonna be either two outcomes. One is nobody takes action, right? And we never buy a self-storage deal. And it was just a great 40 minutes of texting links and showing people things and like a waste of time. Or options number two is that somebody actually goes, okay, let's put our serious baseball cap on and actually do it, right? Because that's what it really comes down to. Who will take action to move the needle and who won't? And that's the really end of it all, of why people are successful and why people aren't successful. And like, even if I look at my good friend Eric and I go, why is Eric really good at what, like as a mortgage broker, he's always been very successful. It took him a long time to get there, but if I watch him, why was he a professional athlete? Because there's something that he's built inside him that lets him operate at a higher level than the average person, right? Like if you're a professional athlete, something in you allows you to operate at a higher level. Maybe he wasn't born with the skills, or maybe he had a little bit of genetic gifts, but at the end of the day, he's able to operate at a higher level than the average person. And so whether that's business or fitness or athletes or sports or whatever you want to call it, there are certain people that can operate in these zones, and you got to figure out, okay, like how do you operate in your zone? Whatever your gift is, you have to be able to operate in that gift, because we all have gifts. So figure out what your gift is, and then just figure out how can I keep it simple. Going to like what Joe Polish, he always talks about ELF, easy, whatever his ELF marketing program is, but it's all about the simplistic ways to get to the goal, and then everything else should be back burnered. Everything else.
So true. And brother, Mario, I want to really, brag about both of them. I mean, thank you for coming, traveling all the way 1 hour to come here in my studio and my home. I value so much. See, Mario, same way. Look at his business flourishing. I mean, from appraising to flipping, and not just one project, 2 projects, 18 projects going on simultaneously. I mean, that is the real deal, because many times we put blinders on and we say that I can only do this or this or this or this. I just like to tell everybody, take the word or out of your vocabulary and you say, I can do this and this and this and this and this. Your life will be many times better. And Bo, you mentioned that, your whole week, I really have believed one day, a great day can make your whole week.
Yeah. True.
1 month in the whole, 1 week in the whole month can make your whole month.
Yeah.
And 1 month can make the whole year, literally. I mean, the thing is, many times when we say, you know what, it's going to take me so long to get this done. But if you put your mind to it, you could do it in 25% of the time. Literally.
It's just like the 80-20 rule, man.
80-20. It's the same thing.
So analyze your last year. Where did my 20% come from? Where was the bulk of what happened? Where should I refocus my time and refocus in those areas? It's the same exact thing. So you don't have to worry about being 100% efficient.
Yeah.
You have to worry about taking massive action consistently.
That's it.
And having those days, having those weeks, and then having those months, right? And so it goes back to exactly what you just talked about, is that you have a new day. You have a new day. You have a new day. Just take one day. Just decide to take one day, F everybody else. I'm not answering my emails. I'm not answering my text messages.
Exactly.
I'm going to dive deep. I'm going to focus. And that one day, you're going to make so much progress. You're going to be like, what the hell? Why don't I do this more often?
Yeah.
It happens every time. We all do it. We all go through it. And that's where we get our biggest movements from, is these times that we take massive action. And like, what do people pay so much money to go to seminars and all these things for? At the end of the day, the biggest takeaways, we've all been to so many seminars, paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for all these seminars. It's not these big speakers.
Mm-hmm.
It's hey, take 5 minutes, turn to your partner, and talk about 3 things that you're going to do, right?
Yeah.
And then you get inspired, and you write these things down, and you go, man, I'm freaking taking massive action when I leave here. Or I'm doing. Send a text message right now. Walk outside and make a phone call that you've been putting off. And it's those times that we move the needle. And this is the reason why Vinney has 5,000 businesses.
Every other week, I'm
because it's massive action. Consistent massive action at Vinney.
Let's also talk about
Different, right?
the other big thing too, which I don't do a very good job of, is saying no.
Oh my gosh.
Huge.
You hit the nail on the head, brother.
Huge.
You hit the nail on the head, Bo. Not only that, when people call, remember, they are calling at their convenience.
Yeah, not yours.
Not yours. So that's what I'm trying to get better at. Let them leave the message so that I can find out what they're talking about and get to them when I have time. Right? All those things.
Okay.
All those things.
So on that note,
Yeah.
what is one thing that the 4 of us have done pretty well on that exact note, and is leveraging virtual assistants? Hiring somebody in another country.
Oh my gosh.
And that's how you were able to scale, because maybe you couldn't afford a full-time assistant, but you can
Yes.
afford somebody there. And then it forces you to build systems. And then it
That's the
forces
thing.
you also to find things for them to do. Then you're like, hey, help me clean up my email
Yep.
and respond to these voicemails and so on and so forth.
Yep.
And little by little, you realize, like, wow. So now they're taking care of those items,
Mhm.
and you're leveraging now, right? And what happened when you hired your first VA? Do you?
Oh my gosh,
how many-
26 years back.
How many do you have now?
26 years back. At one time I had not 14. I think I had 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But now I have 4. I think right now
Right.
in Pakistan, in Philippines, and I'm hiring the video editor. Actually, his brother is coming on board full time. I've got so much content out there, and getting so many other things going on. It's just amazing.
Eric, your
yeah.
VA.
Yeah, I just
Yes.
hired a VA in the Philippines. He's the love of my life.
Look at that.
1 week into our glorious relationship, my thoughts were, where has he been all these years? because they just immediately take so much stuff off the plate, and they're really good at what they do. I mean, over there, it's like it's very common in their economy. A large part of their workforce, they are virtual assistants, and they're there to serve, and they're doing customer service. So
Yes.
just when I communicate with him, I notice how he's very good at staying calm and not getting emotionally involved in things. I get a little fired up sometimes when I'm working on tasks, and their level of professionalism to serve and to just take a task and run with it is
amazing.
It's amazing. And I mean, I paid this guy, I want to say he's probably like 1/20th the cost of me having a property management company in the United States.
Wow.
Instead, I have a virtual assistant and I'm saving all that money. And he pretty much runs my entire real estate portfolio.
I love it
for me. So again, that's leveraging.
Yeah.
And it's also learning to delegate. And it's also taught me a lot because I mean, this guy's on the other side of the planet. So it's like, I can't just like go to him or sit down and like show him how to do something. I have to,
force you to build systems.
Force
I
build
have to build
systems.
systems. I also have to be very clear and how to delegate my tasks and following up with him to operate it. Essentially, it's learning to manage people remotely. But then once you do that, sky's the limit, because now you can have an army of people that can just handle so many tasks for you. Before you know it, you're like Vinney, and every other week you're starting like a hotel business, a retirement home community. You're already buying, half the apartment complexes in the United States, and I think now you're starting like
Bitcoin mining.
Yeah. So,
storage units. Yes.
every time.
It's the key. And the academy. I want to take my academy to 1 million people. So that's my new goal, which I know it's going to happen. So we're putting a product at $14. I want to give the whole knowledge to the universe.
$14.
$14 to start.
You can't even go to McDonald's.
I know. So we're going to have so much stuff coming out. But the thing is, no limit. See, we got to live this life without fear, without limits. That's the thing I'm talking about. I hope everybody listening to us now and further, I mean, this is the longest show we've ever had. Usually we do it for 30 minutes, but the brothers are here. Mario and Eric and Beau is there. I'm meeting Beau actually in about a week's time, having breakfast over there in Las Vegas. Yeah, we are going.
If Beau was here, we could do like a Joe Rogan style and just go like 3-4 hours.
I know.
Yeah, that's what you should do next, Vinney, is build this actual studio in the house with like soundproof and like just like
we have the outside one. We could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my office inside, but we got a big room. Remember,
Next to the garage,
to the garage, and we can do the sound. I mean, we can do everything possible, brother. And we could even build one up in one of my hotels. So we could do that.
That's a great idea. That's actually a really good idea.
Actually, in Texas, we are buying this boutique hotel. It's 115 years old, $5 million revenues, 5 million, buying for 14 million. What?
Wow.
5 million revenues, 14 million price. I can't believe it. We've been trying to buy this, and now we are getting down to it, Then awesome. We looked at Holiday Inn yesterday at the Galleria. That's the one we are already putting the LOI. We got already accepted on the Candlewood Suite in Virginia. So that's a $42 million portfolio.
Massive action.
Massive action, brother. Massive action. Yeah.
Vinny's like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of real estate over here. He just like takes massive action. You know what I mean? Just think about all the stuff that this guy achieved, man. It's
yeah, that's a little bit too much that I'd want to handle. To be honest with you, I just need a few hotels. Okay, just give me 1 or 2 hotels. I'm good.
Hey, you know what? See, the thing is, once you have right people in place, your partners, and they are doing, and you're being a part of them, and steering the ship. I think that's what it's all about.
Vinny has a lot of help you can delegate, right?
Totally.
He obviously can't do all this yourself.
No, not at all.
He's built systems.
I'm the
time.
face in the front, but I have such a big team of partners and great people.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing too. Vinny is really good at leveraging other people, right? And when he finds somebody that's operating or has a business model that's good, it's not that Vinny's recreating the wheel. He just says, hey, let me put this pretty face here and my millions of dollars and my investor base behind it, and I'll help you run it to a certain degree, and I'll help you. I'll put gasoline on what you got started. You're like a venture capitalist, essentially.
Oh, I appreciate that. Oh, and by the way, Vinny's into everything, brother. You know, we're starting a fund also, you know, into med tech. I've invested in that, crypto, of course. Next week's guest, my brother Ed Tang is going to be in, and he's done his fund. 6 funds he's done, and he's given returns of 4 to 5% per month.
Wow.
What? 4 to 5% times 12 is 48 to 50% on your money, brother.
Wow.
And you get your money back. And I'm going to do the fund. My legal paperwork will be ready. It's a 506 fund. Security people, I mean, you know that it's going to be, yeah, I can advertise and talk about it. Nobody can, you know. So get ready. It's going to be a tremendous show next week. Be sure to really chime in. Put a reminder and share this episode if you could. This can really help lots and lots of people. Again, we come live to you every Friday at 9:30. Bo, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking, I'm really excited for Monil Mastermind LasVegas.com. Monil Mastermind LasVegas.com. I just have this vision of 4 green Lamborghinis just like pulling up at the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Vinny getting out with his whatever belt he wears. What's that really nice belt you have? He gets out of he gets his Gucci, gets out of his green Lamborghini at the Cosmopolitan, and man, that's gonna be one heck of a mastermind. MonilMastermind.com. Buy that domain name. Let's do it. That'll be the first one we do. It'll be a small group. If you want to buy that domain now, that'd be fun. All right.
I think so. And Bo, I give you the authority to keep this back. And I think we can do it. You have done so many great events. You know that, right? We have done it so many times. So let's do it, brother. Let's do it.
Yeah, day 1, we're going to tour the UFC corporate office. And then we're going to go out and race Lamborghinis. Day 2, we're going out and shooting guns with some Navy SEALs. And then we're going to do some rappelling. Vinny, remember when we rappelled down that building?
I know.
That was in Vegas.
That was in Vegas. When you got the AK-47. Oh my God. That was amazing.
So yeah, that'll be a good time. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the show. I think it's important to be around people that make you laugh and smile, and you can get excited about all the things they're doing. Sometimes I say, Eric, man, the other day I said, man, I'm proud of you. You're like the MVP this year because you're really just up. You're leveling up your game, and it's good to have friends that are constantly leveling up their games, because then you're saying, okay. And then Vinny the other day says, Bo, level up your game, man. You think too small. You got to think bigger. You gotta stop doing these small loans and do big loans only, and then take your other time and buy cash flowing real estate.
For sure.
So I hope you enjoyed the show, everybody, and thank you, our 2 very special guests. I hope you guys have a fantastic breakfast.
Hey, we will, brother.
You're gonna have an Indian breakfast and do a little Bollywood dancing.
Hey, yes. I'm always ready, brother. Right. So we.
So happy to be on your show finally.
I'm a long-time fan, and I watch all your guys' content.
Awesome. We're very, very, very invested in our community.
It's wonderful to be here.
This is Vinny Chopra and also my good buddy, Beau Show. And we are so happy.
It's amazing what's going to happen. So, we ramped up to do the show, and we got a lot of hype about the guest today, so I'm excited.
Oh, I know.
So excited to come live to you all.
Live 9:30 every Friday. how to take your business to the next level.